Okay, painting brick. I try to keep stuff as simple as possible, and this has got to be probably the easiest way that I've picked up to paint brick. So what you're going to need: paper towels. You're going to need a stack of dry paper towels, a stack of moist paper towels, wet but not dripping wet. You want them moist. So moist, dry. You want a wet brush. Have it wet, and paint. White paint, and it needs to be 50-50, which is 50% water and 50% paint, or thereabouts. Anyway, this is diluted paint, so basically you're going to do a wash. Anyway, once you get your brickwork done, and this is just a sample piece here, once you get your brickwork done and get everything where you want it, all your lines and everything, it looks really good and you're ready to go. Find out what color brick you want. I've already painted this one up here. I use standard brick red. It's like a European brick red, but brick red. Anyway, so I've started this one, and what you want to do is you want to do your first coat of brick red, just paint it on there thin, and then your second coat, you want it pretty thick. And what you want to do is let this dry, and ideally let it dry overnight, because that'll cure the paint. There's a difference between being dry and being cured. Being cured, that means it's probably not going to bleed and run after you add another color. Dried is just where it's dry to the touch. Once it's cured, and again, paint this the night before, let it sit out, dry it real good with a heat gun or something. Anyway, so when we're ready, get your base down here, and what you want to do is just get it nice and horizontal. It's going to get kind of messy, but anyway, dip your brush in there, just get it in there. What you want to do is you want to just paint all that in there, just soak it in there. Basically what you're doing is you're getting all that white down in all those crevices. Be generous. You want it just soaked in there. It doesn't matter if you get it on the plaster, because you're going to paint that anyway. So anyway, just get all your surfaces nice and coated, everything coated. Alrighty. See how it's starting to bleed a little bit because I didn't let it cure totally. So anyway, and what you want to do, what I usually do, bang it off a little bit. Then with your dry paper towel, take a couple of them. What you want to do is dab it with your hand, just straight down. Dab it all off. You want all the excess off. Dab it off. You can already see it coming, taking shape. You can already see it. Don't get excited yet. It's not over. Okay, what you want to do is dab it. And again, knock it down a little bit because you still got stuff pulled up in there. Anyway, dab it. Take your damp paper towel. What this does, gets all that white residue off and brightens your brickwork up. So it won't be all faded and white. It gets rid of all the surface. And then go over it with your heat gun. Anyway, there's your general brick. That's easy. How long did that take me? About half a minute? Anyway, but remember to bang it out real quick because you're going to have a lot pulled up in there. But that white, especially if you use a house paint, it's got big molecules. And that big molecules will dry in there more chalky, and it looks really, really good, and it looks authentic because, like I said, it dries porous, it dries chalky. Look at that. Look how fast that takes. Then once you're done with that one, just flip it over here. Do the same thing. Get that brush in there, and you just want to get it all in there. It's kind of like being back in primary school where you just get all messy with it. There you go. See? Make sure all those crevices are filled. All that brick mortar in there is filled. And again, take your dry paper towel and soak it all up. Bang it out a couple of times. Again with the dry paper towel. You can see it's still kind of, and what you do is you come back over with your wet paper towel. See how it's kind of chalky? Come back over with that wet paper towel and wipe that surface off, leaving the brick mortar. See? There you go. Simple as that. And again, if you want to go reapply it and make it brighter white, let it cure, let it dry completely. But man, it right there, it looks really good. So again, damp paper towels, dry paper towels, half and half. House paint. Use house paint because it's big. It's not model paint. Model paint's got real fine little bitty particles. House paint's thick. It's big. It's going to dry chalky. You know, and again, I use house paint on everything. It's sandable. It's very versatile. It's water based. You clean up water. Anyway, brush, paint, dry paper towels, wet paper towels. Remember, dab your dry paper towels over first. Dab all that extra paint up. Dab it. Don't wipe it. Dab it. That means pat it. Soak it up. Same with your wet ones. You want to dab it in. You don't want to wipe it. Okay, dab it in there. Anyway, but there it is. That's applying painting brick. Again, regular brick red. Let it dry for a good 12 hours. Let it cure, not just dry. Cure. That means dry. All the molecules, all the dryers inside there, everything are completely dry, free of moisture. Anyway, hit me back. See what you think.